a folk tale from our beautiful land of Tripura, which is prevalent in every corner and portrays the heritage, legacy, and the lifestyle of the people of Tripura. Yes, this is the story of two sisters, Raima
and Saima. Raima and Saima took charge of the hook, working hard to maintain the family's livelihood.
One day, as the two sisters were laboring in the hook field, a sudden and fierce storm swept through the hills. Rain poured down heavily and wind howled.
The sisters had nowhere to seek shelter and tried hiding under a tree, but the branches provided little protection. Saima, the younger sister, shivered uncontrollably in the cold.
Seeing Saima's plight, Raima's heart ached. Filled with sorrow, she made a vow. She cried out, "Saima, I cannot bear to see you like this. If we had a proper shelter, a guiding field for us, we would not be in this misery. I therefore make a promise that whoever builds a guiding for us, I will marry him, be it any creature."
With that pledge, they returned at home. The next morning, when they arrived at the hook, to their amazement, they found a beautiful new guy standing tall and ready to shelter them.
Raima remembered her promise. She knew that she had to honor it. She then, at lunchtime, asked for her sister, "Saima dear, call for your brother-in-law. Whoever he is, he will definitely come, and I am ready to accept him as my husband."
Saima, unsure but obedient, began to call for her brother-in-law. Kumuyoyoy, kumuyoy, kumuy mai chana faidiba. To their shock, a large python slided out of a forest. Saima was terrified.
But Raima, seeing the python in the form of human, remained calm.
The python, who was Raima's husband, devoured most of the food, leaving the sisters with very little to eat.
This continued daily. Raima's husband would eat with them, but soon the sisters became thinner.
The priest, their father, noticed their daughters becoming weak and frail. Kansaniyak Saima what had happened, and Saima told the entire story.
Outraged at the thought of Python being his son-in-law, the priest devised a plan to kill the creature. He then sent Raima away for some work, ensuring that she would not be in the field.
He and Saima went to the guyri, and as usual, Saima called for her brother-in-law. The python appeared, and when Saima told him that their father was present, she suggested that he show respect by touching the feet. The python, unaware of the trap, bent down and the father killed him.
At that very moment, Raima could feel unsettling sensation. Her jewelry, her bangles, all fell from her body, and she was sure that something terrible had happened. And she rushed home and made Saima.
When Raima reached the hook, she asked Saima where her husband was.
But Saima remained silent. She instead found an excuse by serving her rice, and that is with the meat of her own husband. But as soon as she reached the food to her mouth, she grew suspicious, finding the familiar ring of her own husband. "Saima, tell me the truth. What have you done to him?"
Saima tearfully recounted how their father had killed the python.
After knowing this, Raima requested Saima for the last time. "Saima, I beg you, please take me to the place where you have buried his head."
As requested, Saima led her sister to the place and began to search where they have exactly buried.
The sisters, while trying to locate the head, came across a beautifully blooming kumquat flower.
Hardly had Saima placed her tender hands on them, all the flowers withered instantly. Saima was shocked and called for her sister Raima.
The same withered flower, when touched by Raima, became fresh. At that moment, she realized that this must be the place where they have exactly buried her husband's head. She then began to call for her dongoy, her beloved.
Her call was responded by the python, and slowly the water in the dungur began to rise up. The water submerged the two lovers and united them, leaving Saima alone. And that river began to be known as River Gumti, which is favored by most of the people of Tripura. Hambai.